Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is FrancisP, and personal development recovery coach based outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And today I'm actually at the same park I was at before, but instead of the river section, I'm over in the woods here in this nice little beautiful forest trail. And today I'm talking about progress over perfection. And something to keep in mind, especially when it comes to any lifestyle change, when you're trying to develop new habits and, ingrain them into who you are, that it's really not about being perfect at what it is you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to change, but really about the progress. And it's really about practice, patience, and persistence. With a behavioral change or lifestyle change, the more that you do the new activity, the more that you make that choice, right? The easier it becomes to continue doing that going forward. It becomes just second nature to who you are. But that process takes time. It's really through just habit and repetition that you're actually rewiring your brain. And recently I was showing clients a little video of, these neurons, changing their pathway of disconnecting from one and connecting to another. And I told them that it's really over time through habit and repetition that these new things stick. If it's a new habit that you're trying to make or a habit that you're trying to break, for example, and especially with recovery clients, addiction is a perfect example of that over time, that old pathway kind of grows over and you're growing a new pathway in your brain. I say where previously you would have went left, now you're going right. When you encounter the same situation, the same stimulus, instead of reaching for your previous coping mechanism or doing what you would have done in the past, you're establishing a new pattern of what you do in the future. But that process just takes time and repetition. These things aren't going to happen on day one. Change doesn't happen overnight. That's just not the way that life works. It'd be wonderful it did, but that's just not the case. So it's really just by time, through practice, patience, and persistence that these, you make progress and you achieve these long-lasting goals. And by achieving the progress that way, it's more certain that you won't go back to the previous behavior. And that's why I have confidence and faith. When I was showing this video, I said, this is what gives me faith in recovery and behavioral change. Not even faith, just confidence, the understanding that it is possible because you're rewiring your brain through things like neuroplasticity, neuroregenesis. You're really regrowing new pathways in your brain. And this is a real thing, and it can be demonstrated and seen and looked at. So I don't have to sit there and hope. I know that this stuff is factual. This stuff is real. Change does occur. And it's something that was kind of pivotal for me for self-efficacy and belief in myself that I could change was, understanding this information, because for so many years of, substance use and stuff and behavior since I was a teenager, as an adult, I thought that I was just kind of too far gone, that there was no hope for me. They used to use the word incorrigible when I was a kid for me, that there was no hope for change. But I've realized that you can change, you can adapt, you can change your lifestyle, you can rewire your behaviors, how you handle situations, how you interact with people, and the beauty is in how you choose to live your life going forward. That if you understand your values and what you really care about and how you want to live your life, that you can make these changes to your life in order to live your best self, your best life. And to me, that's really what personal development is. And that's why, to me, recovery coaching and personal development kind of go hand in hand, because recovery isn't just about stopping using the substance. The actual definition of recovery is a process of change through which individuals improve their health and wellness, live self-directed lives, and strive to reach their full potential. And there's so many different things in that definition, even, right? Of, from your health and wellness, what is your full potential? Being self-directed, not needing somebody to tell me to do the next right thing, that I automatically do it on my own. And to me, that was a real big part of the process, is how do I continue these changes even when there's no one making me, even when it's just me holding myself accountable and learning to be accountable to myself, and learning to hold to the values that I care about and to just consistently pursue my goals just with practice and patience, right? To just go for progress over perfection and these small, incremental changes that lead up over time. And even with something like this YouTube channel, right? I don't get a bunch of views, but it's practice and patience and persistence. And no one can tell you what the outcome of anything is going to be, but you just keep at it and just understand what you're doing things for, what your values are, how you want to live your life. And to me, I just want to, share the different concepts that I experienced and I learned about to give people hope, to give people tools to offered people different perspectives. That's really what matters to me. So that's why I'm out here after the gym today in this beautiful park. And after I get done filming this video, I'll pop my headphones and listen to music. And it's just a beautiful day to be out here and around. So, all right, thank you. And as always, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, feel free to reach out to me through my website, premiumpersonaldevelopment.com, or my email, FrancisP@premiumpersonaldevelopment.com. I hate plugging myself. To me, marketing is not something that's really my values, but something that has to be done. But, if you're interested, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.